Welcome in, everyone. We're just going to give it a few more seconds before we start the presentation. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start. So welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all New Jersey students, sponsored by the New Jersey Association for College Admissions Counseling and StriveScan. So thank you for joining us. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at njacac.org/virtualfair. And also, this presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week at the same website, njacac.org/virtualfair. So now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm just going to go ahead and introduce myself. So my name is Kellyanne Young. I'm an admission counselor at Monmouth University. And in New Jersey, I work primarily with students from Bergen County and Monmouth County. And I'm joined here with my colleague today. So if you just want to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jihad Johnson. I am also an undergraduate admissions counselor at Monmouth University. My territories are Essex County, Hudson County, Union County, and Passaic County. I am a two-time alum from Monmouth University, so I bring you a lot of knowledge from a student's perspective and as an administrator as well.
Yeah, Jihad is absolutely great. We're both going to be available to answer questions throughout the duration of the presentation and afterwards as well. So definitely ask us anything that's on your mind. So we're going to get started with a bit of a presentation. Like I said, you could ask questions throughout the duration if you need, and I'm just going to pull it up. We'll go ahead and get started. So I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with Monmouth University or if this is your first time hearing about us, but I'll give you a brief overview of kind of what makes Monmouth what it is. So we are a private mid-sized university. We're located right in the heart of West Long Branch, New Jersey, and both Jihad and I will discuss the location a little bit later in the presentation. But if you see in this top right-hand corner, right on the map, you know, smack dab in the middle of Central Jersey is where we're located, which is absolutely amazing. And when we say mid-sized university, we do have about 4,500 undergraduate students and around 1,500 graduate students. And even with that mid-sized university, we're able to maintain an average class size of 21. So it's probably similar to what a lot of the high school classes are looking like for you. So that transition from high school learning to college learning, you know, isn't as difficult when you have that average class size of 21. We actually kept all of our classes off at 35 students. So you're never going to be sitting in an accounting 101 lecture your freshman year with 300 other students next to you, you know, trying to grasp that information your first semester at college. It's a really individualized learning experience, which I think makes Monmouth so unique. And then we also are able to maintain that 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So at all times, you're going to have direct access to our faculty and to our professors as well. And we are just going to jump through some of these slides today. We always like to say at Monmouth University, hawks fly together. It's a really close-knit campus community. So if you're looking for a school with lots of school spirit, you know, you're walking around and everyone knows your name, everyone's wearing Monmouth gear, then it's definitely a good place for you. Talk a little bit more about our location, and I'll go through these three panels. So we'll start right here in the middle. We have a beautiful historic campus. So if you haven't gotten a chance to visit campus yet, I definitely would recommend taking a virtual tour or, you know, participating in our open house that's coming up on Sunday, October 25th. It is virtual. But if you have had the chance to come to campus, I'm sure that you probably remember this building right here in the middle. It really is located in the heart of campus, and it's called the Great Hall. Both Jihad and I are fortunate enough to have our offices located on the first floor there. But there are some classrooms on the second floor as well, so you may have the chance to have a class, in the Great Hall. And we have so many of these historic buildings on campus. And, although they look historic on the outside, all of our academic buildings are newly renovated. Edison Hall, which is where our School of Science is held, that just recently underwent a $42 million renovation. So it's designed with, faculty access to research in mind. So you're going to get state-of-the-art technology and equipment in, all of our academic buildings, but you're still able to walk on this beautiful historic campus and, have all the amenities that come with that. We are only an hour from New York City. We're about an hour and a half away from Philly and not too far away from Washington, D.C. So, it really does give a unique location to be sandwiched in between two major cities when you're looking for internships or co-ops or, even jobs after you graduate. Having the accessibility to those two major cities is definitely a plus. Or if you want to go see a Broadway show with your friends on the weekend, you could just hop on a train and go into the city if you want as well. And then my personal favorite part about campus, I don't know, Jihad, if you feel the same way, but we are only a mile from the beach. We really are a shore school. So, after class, you and your friends could go walk 20 minutes on the beach, study, bring a picnic blanket, or, if you're a junior or a senior, you could live in our University Bluffs, which is our off-campus sponsored housing. So I always say waking up for one of those morning classes isn't too bad when you can have your cup of coffee and the beach in your backyard. So some really unique opportunities, having the city pretty close and having the beach, literally walking distance away with this beautiful historic campus as well. That definitely does feel like home. And then the local area does, make Monmouth what it is as well. And Jihad will go more in depth with this, but we have Asbury Park nearby. We have Red Bank nearby. So two really popular towns up and coming. In Asbury Park, we actually have Lake House Recording Studios, which is where our music industry students have the opportunity to take classes or record songs. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with the, Grammy Award winner singer Lorde. I feel like everyone probably knows who Lorde is, but she actually recorded a song there. So I always think that's so cool that Monmouth University students are, recording songs next to this absolutely amazing artist. Just a really unique location. And then I'll just talk about education for a little bit. So we always like to ask the question, what do you want your education to do for you, right? So at Monmouth, we believe in transformative learning. So essentially, we want you outside of the classroom gaining hands-on experience because we see that's the most valuable way to learn. And because of that, we actually build it into your curriculum as an experiential education requirement. So no matter what your major is, you are going to be required to complete some sort of experiential education. And just to name a few off of the screen, our marine environmental biology and policy students in the top right corner, they're tracking and tagging sharks right off of coastal waters, or they're taking a class in one of our 5 research vessels right off the coast of Sandy Hook. Our science students, they're conducting research as early as their freshman year. We even have a summer research program where it's a paid opportunity that you can live basically on the beach, get paid, and start your research and get credits for that as well. Our business students, they're trading stocks live as a college student, we have Bloomberg terminals on campus, in our Hawk network right in the business school. So it's really unique opportunities where we're pushing you out of the classroom, to get those hands-on experiences because we just feel that it's the most valuable way. And a lot of way our students choose to complete this experiential education requirement is through internships. So 76% of our students actually had completed a practicum, a co-op, or an internship prior to their senior year. And just to name a couple of recent, companies and organizations our students have interned with, I know the font is really tiny in the bottom right corner, so I'll just list a few. Our students have interned with the New York Jets, Disney, Z100, the radio station. We had a business student intern for the HR department at Michael Kors. We have history students interning at the American Cancer Society, criminal justice students interning with the FBI. We have marine students interning with Clean Ocean Action. So, we really are dedicated to getting you out of the classroom, getting these hands-on experiences, because it's gonna make you more marketable after you graduate. So you're putting in 4 years of hard work in college. The least we could do is really be invested to getting you a job after you graduate. And in fact, 95% of Monmouth graduates actually had employment full-time or graduate acceptances secured just months after graduation. And Jihad was was a graduate from Monmouth and could attest to that as well. And you could speak on that a little bit later. But we're really invested in your future and giving you the resources that you need as an undergraduate student to pursue those careers and your passions after you graduate. And another reason that this is possible is because of our amazing faculty. It really is a unique dynamic between our faculty and our students. And like I said, we have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So you're getting direct access to all of your professors. So, these professors, 75% of them actually hold PhDs or terminal degrees in their field. So these are the experts. Like your nursing professors, they were nurses before, or they all are still nurses. Your business professors, they were top executives in companies in New York City and Philadelphia, or they have really high earning business degrees. And, that holds true across all of the different curriculums that we offer at Monmouth, all of our different majors. The faculty are absolutely amazing, and you get direct access to them with that 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. I mean, you could be taking an English 101 class your freshman year. Your professor is going to know your name. They're going to see you in the hallways for the next 4 years, and I guarantee they'll still remember you and your name at graduation. And they're a resource for you while you're here throughout these 4 years to get those internships. But not only that, after you graduate, they're going to be your network that's going to help you get those jobs. I mean, they have the degrees in the field, they have the experience in the field, so they already have those connections established, and they are more than happy to share those with you, at our annual networking nights or, through our Career Resources Center. So our faculty are absolutely amazing, and I genuinely can't say enough good things about them. So I'm going to pass it over to Jihad now, and you're going to talk about some of the fun stuff that Monmouth University has to offer and kind of about the social life and, all that good stuff.
Great. Thank you so much, Kelly. So like Kelly said, to the fun stuff. So obviously academic programs are really important. You're coming to college to get quality education to prepare you for the future. But while you're also a student, we also do want to focus a lot on you enjoying the campus life and being a part of the campus community. So one of the ways that I stayed involved and felt like I was part of the community was through my involvement. So Monmouth University offers over 100 clubs and organizations. So we have clubs and organizations almost under every area of interest that you may have. We have boxing clubs, we have Italian clubs, we have music alliance clubs, we have outdoors club. Pretty much anything you can think of, we probably do offer. But what I like to mention that's very unique to Monmouth University is the fact that you do have the opportunity of starting your own club at Monmouth University. So when I was an undergraduate student, Monmouth University actually did not have a club basketball team. So me and a friend of mine actually decided that, hey, let's start a club one day. Okay, so let's start a club basketball team. So we're actually known as the founders of the club basketball team at Monmouth University. Along with the involvement, this is really an important part of our students' engagement. A lot of our student leaders are also a part of many different other clubs and organizations. So if you're a part of Greek Life, you're also a part of maybe the Student Government Association or the Student Activities Board. So you have the opportunity to not only be involved on campus, but have a lot of opportunities to be a leader on campus. And through these clubs and organizations, you get plenty of opportunities, opportunities to travel. You have opportunities to further your career and things like that. So getting involved in the college, especially as a first-year student at Monmouth University, is something that we really like to voice to all incoming students. Because that is really how you become a part of the campus community, is through your involvement. So talking about a little bit more about involvement and connecting it to education, you do also have the opportunity to study abroad. So Monmouth University offers many different global experiences. So first, I would like to talk about the Study Abroad program. So studying abroad is a semester-long experience where you're getting to go into other countries and other regions of the world and to take classes and be a part of the different cultures and geographic locations that you're traveling to. So we offer programs to Argentina, Spain, Italy, Germany, England, and Australia. We also do allow students to connect with outside organizations and other universities for programs that may not be listed from our university as well. A lot of students that travel abroad do come back with many unique experiences, whether it's like they're learning about cultural foods, or just in general, like being a part of a different environment as an American. A lot of our students want to go back. Many times after graduation, they're talking about how they may even want to continue the education in another country. So it's truly a life-changing experience. And like I say, you do have the opportunity to study abroad in the fall semester, spring semester, or even in the summer. So I also like to mention another opportunity that you have to study abroad, and that is through the Global Experience Program. So as an undergraduate student, I actually had the opportunity to go on 2 of those trips. So the Global Experience Program, right now we offer 2 trips, either to Guatemala or to Haiti. And those trips are typically during spring break, winter break, and right directly when the semester is over. So like 4 or 5 days after graduation. These trips are a little bit shorter, between 10 and 12 days. And these trips are more meant to service work. So you're traveling to third world countries, you're helping build schools, you're helping build healthcare centers, you're being able to feed children and families that are in need. I had the opportunity to travel to Guatemala, and I also had the opportunity to travel to Nicaragua. And these experiences were really, really life-changing experiences. For me, I was looking for an experience to go abroad because I personally, wasn't interested in going for an entire semester, but I did want the opportunity to travel outside the country and leave my impact somewhere. So these programs are phenomenal for students who are really into community service and giving back into the community. And also talking about the community involvement and how close-knit Monmouth University actually is. We host an event called the Big Event every year, where students are able to travel, we travel within our community. So we're going to the local schools, we're going to local churches, we're going to different community centers and really spending a lot of time giving back to the community. So not only are we a close-knit environment around campus, we're also connected with the cities that are connected to our campus as well. So then now talking a little bit more about the student experience and what campus life is like. Monmouth University that dedicates a lot of time to making sure that our first year students feel welcomed and accepted on campus. So in your first year, you do have the opportunity of going through our summer orientation program, which is an overnight event where you're able to build your schedule, you get tours of the campus, and get to meet different faculty, staff, and students on campus. During this experience, you also do get the opportunity to meet some of your classmates, the people who you're going to be spending the next few years with. On campus in the fall semester, Monmouth University loves to host a lot of different events for their students. I know that in the fall semester, sometimes we do get to do like campfires outside on the quad on the residential side of campus. One of my favorite events is Halloween. We also offer the haunted tour of the Great Hall. So it's pretty cool to have the Student Activities Board decorate the Great Hall and host a haunted tour. So you're right on campus. You don't have to travel anywhere, and you're getting to celebrate Halloween right on campus. One of my other favorite times around at Monmouth University is during Christmas time. During the holiday time, the Great Hall is decorated with beautiful trees, different lighting, and it's just a great view to kind of stand on the second or third floor and just look down on like how beautiful the Great Hall actually is. And then talking about a little bit more of the student experience. So we do recognize that the transition from high school to college can be challenging for many students. So Monmouth likes to dedicate a lot of time to making sure that we can assist with that transition as much as possible. So as an undergraduate student and as a graduate student, I had the opportunity to work with the first year advising department at Monmouth University. And this is a department that works directly with first year students. So you're not left alone to kind of figure out how to build your schedules, or if you're unsure about your major, you have an academic home is what they like to call their office. And this is located in the lower level of our Center for Student Success. Connected with the Center for Student Success is also our tutoring services, writing services, and career services. And like Kelly mentioned before, career services definitely host a lot of different events to make sure that our students are getting exposed to different job opportunities as early as your freshman year. So if you're looking for some hands-on experience, the career services team will definitely help you every step of the way. And one of the unique things about the career services department is that even after you graduate from Monmouth University, 5, 10, 15 years later, if you want someone to help you prepare for an interview or to review your resume, you have the opportunity at Monmouth University to have the support of the Career Services team. So then talking a little bit more about what we offer at Monmouth University, athletics is a big portion of our campus tight-knit community. We offer 23 Division I sports, so pretty much every big name sport you can think of: football, basketball, soccer, field hockey, lacrosse, swimming, track and field. All of our sports programs are very, very successful. Our football team actually just won their conference championship last fall, and they had their ring ceremony not too long ago. So that was a great opportunity to experience our championship team and celebrate them a couple of weeks ago. What I like to mention about our sports program is that we also do have some pretty familiar names that attended Monmouth University. I know that our campus is small, but for us to be such a small school, we do have a lot of school pride. So some of those notable athletes is All-Pro wide receiver Miles Austin. And if you're not familiar, he has had stints playing with the Cowboys and the Eagles. And it's actually pretty cool because Miles actually just completed his degree about 2 or 3 years ago. So it was kind of cool to see him on campus and actually sitting in class with a lot of our students. It was a great opportunity, and it was great to kind of have our alumni coming back to do so much for our campus community. And then also on top of that, we also do have Olympic gold medalist winner and captain of the women's soccer team for the nation, Christine Pierce. So she is also another one of our notable alumni from Monmouth University. So for us to be a small school with so much school spirit, as a Division I athletics, we do bring a lot of attention to our athletic events. I know that in our basketball games, one of our clubs, which is known as the Monmouth Mob, which is a group of students who sits in the student section, and they make a lot of noise. They bring so much excitement to the campus community, and they always bring a great crowd to all of our sporting events. So this is just a little bit about our Division I sports at Monmouth University. So then a little bit about our majors and minors. So we offer so many different majors and minors, but some of our more popular programs at Monmouth University is our School of Education, social work program, business programs, our health and sciences. More specifically, our nursing program is really popular, communications. So these are some of our more decorated content areas at Monmouth University. But all of our programs, and like Kelly mentioned to you all before, you really do get hands-on experience very early on. Our faculty members spend a lot of time to make sure that our students are prepared and getting a lot of unique opportunities. So for me, I know that as an undergraduate student, I had my first internship as a sophomore. I was really seeking to get some hands-on experience, and I really wanted to get out there and kind of figure out what it is that I wanted to do. So I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to get my first internship experience in my sophomore year. So you definitely will, in all of our academic programs, have an opportunity to connect with your faculty members and explore your major a little bit more. So then finally, we'll just show you a few of our buildings that are on campus. As you'll see, our beautiful library. This is one of my favorite places as an undergraduate and graduate student to go and study. Not only the beautiful structure of the building, but the resources inside of the library as well. We have library assistants that are able to help you with research. If you have any questions about how to conduct research or where to find certain books or textbooks that can help you establish some of your coursework, they are very useful and helpful there. We also have our building, Pazicki Hall, which is a school for our business students, which gives a beautiful structure of a classroom, lecture style, and so many different unique and updated technology to really give our students a unique education at Monmouth University. And then also our Ocean First Bank Center, which is the picture you'll see with the gigantic hawk, which was actually donated and designed by a Monmouth alumni. And the Ocean First Bank Center is also where our basketball arena, our fitness center, and swimming pool are located. Our campus is known for its beautiful structure. We are ranked nationally for how beautiful our campus is. That is something that I am very proud of. Just walking on campus every morning, going to work, and seeing how beautiful our greenery is really something to look forward to, even during these difficult times.
So I just went ahead and stopped sharing the screen. So I see one question came in. The first thing before I address any questions, I just want to talk about decision deadlines because I probably have some seniors in the group right now. So Jihad, feel free to jump in here if you want to. But the first deadline we have this year, it's new to us, and you probably might be familiar with it from some other schools. It's called early decision. So if Monmouth is your #1 school, right? You're not looking anywhere else. It's Monmouth or that's it, right? That might be a good application option for you because essentially if you apply into it and you're accepted, you're expected to withdraw your offers from other universities. Now, if you are interested in early decision, you have to get your application in by November 15th, and we're going to notify you by December 15th of both your acceptance and any merit-based award that you might be receiving. Now, if you want to apply early, but you're not really sure where you want to go yet, you want to weigh your options a little bit, early action is definitely a great deadline. So as long as you apply by December 1st, we're going to notify you right in the new year. So by January 15th, you're going to know if you're accepted or not to Monmouth University. That way you have all the way from January to May to really make your decision. And, since times are a little bit crazy right now, we're not really sure if you're going to have the chance to see, all the college campuses that you may hope to, especially if you might be looking out of state as well. This is really a good application option because you have all of those months to really weigh all those options and make that decision. Now, if you can't get your application in by December 1st, I completely understand. That's completely normal. And we also offer a regular decision deadline of March 1st. So as long as you apply by March 1st, you could still be considered for admission to Monmouth University. And if you do apply by March 1st, we will let you know of your offer by April 1st, so just a month after that. And then we follow the National College Decision Day deadline of May 1st. Now this year, because of the limited availability of test scores, we have decided to offer a test optional application. You could indicate that on the Common App or through our Monmouth University specific application as well, whichever one you prefer. Neither one would put you at an advantage or a disadvantage. Sometimes Common App is just a little bit easier because you're applying to a bunch of schools at once. But those deadlines might just, help you get your mind in the right place because, it is already October. So, November and December, it's creeping up right around the corner. So, Jihad, did you have anything to add to that, or do you want to start opening it up for Q&A?
I think you pretty much hit everything.
Beautiful.
We need to go. So I think we can go ahead and start with the Q&A.
Okay, well, I see one question coming in, and they're asking, are freshmen guaranteed dorm rooms? Do you want to go ahead and answer that?
So yes. So typically, yes, first year students are guaranteed housing. And to give you a little bit more insight on what that looks like, about 80 to 85% of first year students do live on campus. So they do occupy a lot of our residential halls that we do offer to Monmouth University. So if you are interested in being a resident, definitely when you apply, you do indicate that you want to be a resident on campus. And we have plenty of housing options for our students, whether it's traditional or a suite style building for our first year students. So like I said, 80 to 85% of our first year students do reside on campus.
And then Jihad, do you want to just also answer in conjunction with that, what does a typical weekend look like on campus? Are a lot of students staying? Is there stuff to do in the local area? What does it look like for a Monmouth University student on a Saturday or a Sunday?
Yes. So almost every weekend, there are always events going on campus, whether it's a sporting event, an event hosted by different clubs, organizations at Monmouth University. So typically from a student's perspective, a typical weekend starts about Friday evening. The student activity board sometimes hosts they bring in outside comedians, music artists, They host like paint nights, bingo nights, many different events that they'll host starting on Friday evening. Saturday, there are typically some sort of sporting event going on, starting in the early afternoon. A lot of students do take a break in the middle of the day to kind of nap and recuperate, get some homework done, go to the library. And Saturday, some of those same events are also happening on campus. It kind of depends year in or year out based off of what the students want to see. So when I was a student, I know that having comedians on campus and bringing in like palm readers and things were really popular. So there's pretty much something going on the weekend at all times. We also do host different theater shows. So there's pretty much always something to do. Even if you're going off campus, you're traveling to the mall. We're like 10 minutes away from Monmouth Mall. We're also like 10 minutes from the Jersey Shore outlets. A lot of students spend a lot of time going out to eat in Pier Village or on Brighton Ave. So in the community or traveling to Asbury Park, there's so much to do, whether it's on campus or off campus for students during the weekend. So most students do spend a lot of time on campus on the weekends, but periodically students do like to travel home to see some of their family and friends. But we also even sometimes bring family and friends onto campus for events like Family Weekend, which usually happens in October. So we really kind of tailor everything based off what the students want to see.
And then I'll just touch upon this question, if freshmen are allowed cars on campus. Absolutely. If you want to have your car on campus, you're more than welcome to, but it does come on a first come, first served basis. So this year we had about 150 spots for our freshmen. So if you know you want to come to campus and you know you want to have your car, then I definitely would recommend getting those deposits in a little bit earlier to ensure that you have a space. As an upperclassman, as a sophomore, junior, or a senior, you're more than welcome to bring your car on campus. Just as a freshman, it is a bit of a limited availability, but there's plenty of ways to get around the area. Ubers and Lyfts are readily accessible since we're right close to Asbury Park and Red Bank, so two really popular areas. And then we have the Long Branch train station just 5 minutes away as well. And then Rachel asked, can you tell us anything about the Honors College? Do you want to go ahead and answer that, and you want me to go ahead and answer that?
I can answer it.
Okay, cool.
So for the honors program, we do have an honors program, and you can apply to that at the point of your admission into Monmouth University. So you do have opportunity to apply then. You also do have opportunity to apply into the honors program within your first semester of Monmouth University. So after like the fall semester, you do have an opportunity to apply for the honors program as well. So we can tell you a little bit more about like the kind of GPA requirements for the honors program. So for the average GPA for honors student based off of last year's students was between a 3.93 and a 4.08. I guess that's pretty much our honors program you are part of a cluster, so you sometimes will be taking courses that are partnered with other courses that are labeled as honors courses. You get to present at the end of your academic career at Monmouth University as part of the honors program. And they also do offer a lot of different events, research opportunities, and things of that sort for honors students. Anything you want to add to that?
I was just gonna say, I always look at it as an even smaller community within Monmouth. So if you want a really individualized learning experience, and we already have those small class sizes, but to have an even smaller community, people that you're living with and, enduring all these classes with throughout these 4 years, and it's definitely, a really great program if you're invited to join to it. So then I just want to touch upon, if you apply, you're automatically considered for the honors program and you'll be notified upon your acceptance to the university. But if you are really interested in joining it and you don't have the chance, you don't get accepted right away when you apply, there's always an option for that. There's a separate honor school application once you are already admitted to the university that you could fill out. And typically you would do that once you have your, 12 credits or about a semester done at Monmouth already. Make sense? I think we covered everything with that. And then are shuttles available to local cities at all?
So Monmouth University does offer shuttles, and this typically is for the weekends. for students to get off campus. They sometimes do a shuttle to the Jersey Shore outlets, to the mall, Target, Walmart, Bed Bath Beyond. And then the Student Activity Board also does host events to travel off campus. So I know that if there are like some shows going on in New York City, or if students just want to go to New York City, there's sometimes buses that are provided to students on a first come, first served basis. And you're able to sign up ahead of time to travel to New York, sometimes Philly. I know they do trips to like basketball games. So there are definitely opportunities for students to travel, but the shuttle services are available to students. It's, like I said, it is all depending on what the students may want to see. So if students are constantly asking like, hey, like, can we get a shuttle to go to the outlets, to the mall, or to New York City or something like that. We work with the Student Government Association, the Student Activities Board, and we try to make that happen for our students.
And then we did get a question about tuition for New Jersey residents. So since we are a private university, tuition is both the same for in-state students and out-of-state students. And if you're interested in, finding out more about our tuition, we actually have a net price calculator online that I encourage you to use. You can Google Monmouth University net price calculator, just because everybody's situation is a little bit different. So you'll fill out some, information about your parents, your income, and they're going to give you a more accurate depiction of what your costs will look like at Monmouth University. But whether you're in-state or you're out-of-state, the tuition is the same since we are a private university.
Kelly, I saw a really interesting question in the chat.
Yeah.
It asks about the washer and dryer and printing on campus.
Yeah.
So that is something I say that I like that question because that was something that I asked when I was searching for my school that I wanted to go to when I was an undergraduate student. So printing on campus is absolutely free. You're able to print in the library, the student center, and most of the academic buildings do have printers available on campus. When it comes to the washer and dryer, unfortunately, the washer and dryers are not free in a lot of the buildings unless you're living in an apartment style building. But the unique thing about the washer and dryers, and this is one of my favorite things because I was upset that when I was an undergraduate student, we didn't have this. But with our washers and dryers on campus, you're actually able to reserve a washer or dryer. You're also able to make a purchase of the washer dryer from your cell phone. So it's pretty cool. And when I was like, we were meeting with the residential life staff, and they were telling us like, yeah, like students can actually like reserve a washing machine. So if they want to do laundry at 9:30 in the morning on a Saturday, they can reserve that washer or dryer. So it's pretty unique. We're definitely equipped with new and modern technology. But unfortunately, it is not free in the traditional residential halls. But in the apartment style buildings, they are free.
Yeah, great answer. I definitely would not be doing my laundry at 9 a.m. on a Saturday, I'll tell you that much, but it's nice that other people could.
Yes.
And then we just had a question, do you need a certain GPA for certain programs? That's a great question. So the only specific programs will look a little bit differently at your GPA would be our nursing program and our 4+2 program for speech language pathology. And also if you want to be considered for any of our 5-year programs. With all of those, we do look for a little bit higher of a GPA than our middle 50% averages, but for any other of our academic programs, we don't require any certain specific GPAs. We don't set any minimum GPAs on the outset of application review. So just to give you an idea, the middle 50% of our incoming students who apply to Monmouth, their GPAs typically fall between a 3.12 and a 3.72 on a 4.0 scale. So generally, if you fall within that range, you will not only qualify for admission to the university, but you'll qualify for academic scholarship as well. And, with that, I'm just going to, follow up on another question that we got. How does financial aid and scholarships work? So with merit-based scholarship, we do automatically consider you for those. So upon acceptance to the university, you're going to be notified of your merit-based scholarship. If you file the FAFSA and you're applying for financial aid, within 2 weeks, you're also going to be receiving your financial aid package. So we're so transparent about the cost of education. And it really is an investment in your future. We are lining you up with those jobs after you graduate. So I always say, look at, the tuition a little bit like an investment in a way. But we try our absolute best, especially for New Jersey residents, to make it as affordable as possible. And what's great is that, right after you're accepted, within a couple of weeks, you're receiving that financial aid award package. So when you go and you decide where you want to attend, and if it's Monmouth University, we're so transparent. So you're going to know the total cost of attendance. There's not going to be any surprises. So you're really going to have, even if you apply early action, you're notified by January 15th. You're going to have all those months to really weigh all your financial options. And, we'll be as transparent as possible with you about scholarships, but you will be automatically considered. And then I think there was just one more question that would relate to that as well. Let me see. Okay. Admission for the nursing program test optional. Yes, all of our programs for the fall 21 admission consideration are test optional, just because, not everyone has the availability. I know I was talking to some students who we registered for, we registered for August, and then it got canceled, and September got canceled, and then October now it's canceled. So we completely understand. So no, even if you're applying to our nursing program, we don't require you to send in your test scores. You want to take another question? We have about 5 minutes left. So if we don't get to all of them, we'll definitely reach out to you right after and make sure we answer all of your questions.
So I see a question about how to apply. So we do use the Common App, but we also do have a university-specific application. We will accept the application either way. So if you go into our website under admissions and to how to apply, you will see a link to either apply through the Common App or through our university-specific application.
Yeah, and somebody also put in there that the cost for Monmouth seems a little bit high. So are there any suggestions to make it more affordable? And that's a completely valid question. I just want to point out that 98% of our students receive some sort of financial aid. So that sticker price that you're seeing, 98% of our students are not paying that tuition. We do our absolute best to make it as affordable as possible. Like I said, we have really comprehensive financial aid award packages. So even if you think you might not qualify for financial aid, definitely apply, because it opens you up for endowed awards and scholarships. I mean, if you're interested in the sciences, you might be qualified for a $1,500 scholarship right there upon acceptance to the university. So, we really try our absolute best to make college as accessible, as possible for everyone, no matter what your economic or background is. Hope that helps answer. And then Jihad, are in-person tours available again anytime soon?
So I believe that we'll be picking up with in-person tours. I want to say sometime after October 20th. So if you do go into our website, monmouth.edu/visits, you will be able to look at the available dates. Kelly might be able to drop that link, but I'm not sure if we have a chat portion. But if you do go into our website under admissions and visit, you will see a calendar, and it will show you the available dates for in-person tours. Our tours are remaining very, very safe. We are capping them at a certain number. I think we're only allowing 9 guests per visit. Families and students, prospective students, are required to wear a mask. And I do definitely think that it's a unique opportunity to kind of get a campus feel. Our student ambassadors do a phenomenal job. I like to say all the time, I feel like the student ambassadors know more about Monmouth University than I do. So if you do have an opportunity, take a look on our website for the available dates for in-person tours. And like I said, I do think they are going to be picking back up some point after October 20th.
Yeah. And also, if you don't have the chance to visit in person, our virtual open house is going to be an amazing event. So if you have the opportunity to attend, it's Sunday, October 25th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You could pop in, pop out, but all of our academic departments are going to be there. We're going to have a student panel where you could chat with some current students, you know, people who were just in your shoes a year or 2 years ago. So it's really going to be a unique event. And, you know, if you're interested in registering, you could just go to monmouth.edu/open house. And then I'm trying to see if there's anything else in the chat. We will take last call for any questions. What if somebody wants to join the basketball team? If you're interested in joining a sport at Monmouth, if it's Division I, we do focus heavily on recruitment. So you could either be reaching out to the coach or the coach will reach out to you. If you're looking to play club sports or intramural sports, I don't believe that there's any application necessary. Jihad, you know, you're the founder of Club Men's Basketball on campus. Do you have to try out for that?
So no, for club sports, typically if you're interested in being a part of the team, you do have the opportunity to be a part of the club teams. Some clubs may offer like tryouts based off of the amount of students they are allowed to have based off of.
Oh,
You can finish your question.
oh, it scared me.
Some clubs may require you to try out based off the availability of spots they may have based off of different organizations that they're a part of. But typically, all students are able to be a part of the club sports teams at Monmouth University.
Okay. So I just wanted to say thank you to Jihad and Kelly for being able to meet with you guys tonight and present. So just a few things. Thank you all for joining us. When the session closes, there's going to be a quick survey of about 4 questions that will appear. Make sure that you sign up for more sessions at NJACAC.org/virtual-fair. And also all of the recordings of the sessions will also be available at the same website, NJACAC.org/virtual fairs. So thank you guys for coming tonight.
Thank you. So nice meeting you all.